So happy New Year.
Welcome everyone to our first episode of 2021. Happy New Year. It's football armchair experts where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. And this week we will be previewing both Matchweek 18 and 19 because 18 has been split into two midweeks, book ending Matchweek 19. So we are going to do 22 different games today. It will be our longest episode yet.
Say this.
But I think we'll be able to do it lah. Okay, first of all, we need to welcome our pundits for today. Liverpool fan Inran, Chelsea fan Robin, Newcastle fan Manjun, and I myself, I'm Mark, I'm a Fulham fan. And I think all of us have had very varying degrees of success over the festive period to welcome the new year. I don't think any of us can really say we've had a very good festive period. Maybe Kimberly can actually say that, but she's not here today to talk about that. So maybe next time. I think the biggest game of the match week 18 and 19 is of course Liverpool versus Manchester United. Usually it's already a big game, but now it's a top of the table clash.
Wow.
We've been trying to put this off for a very long time already, to talk about Man U as title contenders, but I think sadly we have to do it this episode lah. I think we can start with Liverpool first. Not exactly had a very good festive period. Of course, most recently lost against Southampton. Also drew against Newcastle, which I think Manjun. Oh, okay, yeah, and drew against Fulham as well. Although that was quite a while ago already now.
But that's 3 games in a row already.
Yeah, so it's starting to seem like a bit of a pattern for Liverpool now. Still, any concerns on your part, or still confident you'll be able to steamroll towards the title?
I don't think it's a uncommon trend. I remember the season that we lost the title by 1 point. That was 2 seasons ago, right? That also I think roughly this period there was like a slump. That's why we lost. I think. Okay. It started after we lost like this game against Man City. Then after we went on like a mini slump and then drew a few games after that, which is around like the December-Jan period. So I don't know why. Is it because the players tired midway through the season or what? And then need a player break? I don't know lah. But I don't see it as a very worrying sign. Because like the losses aren't that bad. It's not okay. Liverpool haven't been playing well, but it's like those sort of performances that they used to play like that and then grind out wins. It's just that this time around they have like, you can't keep winning 1-0 forever lah. So you just keep. So like recently it's just like you keep draw then 1-1 or like 0-0 or like in this case a 1-0 loss.
I think against Southampton didn't really seem like Liverpool had many chances to actually come back also.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of chances. The front three just weren't on form. And Southampton's a good team. They have been performing well this season. So, is it worrying? No lah. I think it's just one of the rare games where all 3 strikers are off form.
I guess didn't think that you'll be missing Diogo Jota that much.
Yeah, actually got a bit already. Because at the start of the season, also when the front three weren't doing well, that's why his goals made such a huge difference. Because it actually had like an impact on the team and then lifted the team up. So I think he's coming back soon. So I guess that's another reason why I don't think there's much to worry about.
I mean, on the other hand, Man U are going to play their game in hand this week now. If they do go top for the after, let's say they beat Burnley, it'll be the first time they've been top this late in the season since 2013. That was Sir Alex's last season. So it has been a while lah. So I guess all we can say is that we are welcome back Man U fans on social media. We've not really missed you much, but nice to see you back. I mean, do any of you think that Man U could be a potential title challenger?
Oh man, it's been a while since I've watched Man U, but I mean, based on form alone, yes, you cannot rule them out of title contention because they've been playing terribly, especially at the start of the season, but they've gotten results. Those annoying 2-1s, 3-2s, that kind of comeback wins are very championship winning type of performances. I mean, at the late stage though. And granted,
very irritating. Yeah.
Correct, yeah, to us it's super irritating. But if you're a Man U fan, you're like just
reminiscent of like the Alex Ferguson times.
A bit.
Always 90 minutes score goal one. What the hell?
That's why it's a very championship winning form. Like these things happen to title winners over the season somehow lah. But Man U, there's a lot of luck to it. All those penalties that a bit dodgy but very lightly given. I think recently there was one.
Or like 50-50. Yeah.
Pogba won a penalty, but it was a bit dubious also.
But I, for one, am happy that at least they are challenging Liverpool. Because, because other than that, I think the other challenger is maybe Man City.
We'll get to that later also.
Yeah, the thing is, I do not want to see another two-horse race in the Premier League. Because I don't believe Leicester will do anything. I don't believe Spurs will do anything.
But would you rather Liverpool run away with the title or Liverpool, Man U have a title contention? Like a title race between those two?
I rather the latter, to be honest.
Is it? For me, right, I'd rather Liverpool run away with the title. That's how much I hate
have to open your eyes a bit.
Really?
Your hatred for Man U is bigger than for passion for football. Like it's a bit of a downer to have two back-to-back seasons if like the team just steamrolls. Unless it's a different team that steamrolls. But this happens to be the same team that steamrolls. And you wouldn't want to see that. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this is probably a good segue to actually mention the actual game, Liverpool versus Manchester United. It's at Anfield. So like Imran said before we started the show, he was quite confident because it's at Anfield.
Liverpool always up for the big games. Sometimes I think the small games sometimes they're just a bit complacent. I don't know. They're a bit complacent, a bit tired, and like out of the last 3 games, I think 2 of them were away games, and apparently I don't know why, but Liverpool's form not very good away this season. So all these random factors going in. But coming into this game, it's really quite a disparity in the form. Man U coming in at like the top of their game, Liverpool coming in at arguably like one of the worst periods like in these few years, right? Because you don't really drop points 3 games in a row. Yeah, as in I think definitely Man U gonna counter attack. That's what they've been doing all along. I think Liverpool can. I think it's the perfect game for them to respond. They just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't see a loss. It's at Anfield. Minimally, it's a draw. But I see Liverpool responding. Because they tend to show up for the big games, and I just can't. I don't know. I don't want to imagine what will happen if we lose. So 2-1 Liverpool. Go for a safe score.
I think actually the biggest concern is that Liverpool has been playing so well consistently over the past few years that their worst stat now is that they haven't scored in 2 games in a row, and that's considered their longest run without scoring, which is actually not that bad if you think about it. And I think a big positive is that Thiago actually started and played against Southampton. So hopefully at the training ground, he gets to work some more chemistry with the team and then pick some good passes out. But in general, I think both teams are suited to the counter-attack, right? And then it's just that whether they can work each other out and stay more secure at the back while they go about their pressing game, right? So I'm not sure how many goals there'll be, but I think Liverpool will come back and win because, I do agree that they step up in the big games. And generally, I mean, even before Klopp's time, Liverpool underperformed against the smaller teams. Yeah, so I believe Liverpool should win against Man U, but I think it'll be tighter, so maybe like a 1-0, very tentative win.
Based on form and based on the teams itself, I'm going to give a very educated guess on the score.
Okay.
It's going to be a 0-0. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like a typical Man U Liverpool kind of scoreline, where the game is so hyped up, but actually it's not really. It didn't really pan up to people's expectations. Yeah.
Actually, if you all didn't know, Manjun is the only one who predicted, not just only the only one.
Yeah, boy, I know what to say. Yes.
Win, right? Like, he got it exactly 1-0. So I was tempted to go draw also.
Did I convince you?
Need to think. No, it's not really about the convincing. It's the heart over mind nonsense again.
It's always
so you think Man U will win, but you can't do it.
No.
No, he don't want to.
I think it's a draw, but I hope Liverpool win also.
Liverpool win, yeah.
But okay lah, I'll go for a draw. I'll go 1-1. So I think we can do the rest of Liverpool's fixtures first before we go to Man U. I think this should be quite fast. Liverpool face Burnley after taking on Manchester United. You can, however way you want to be able to predict this using, let's say you want to assume your prediction comes true, then what happens in the Burnley game, up to you also, or do you want to predict it completely but independently? We can start the Liverpool fan. Liverpool are at home against Burnley.
Yeah, I think even though I think this is the exact same situation as the Newcastle and Fulham game lah. It's like you can't see anything else other than a win, and I don't think anyone else will predict anything other than a win. But shit happens. So I'm going to go for win lah. I'm going to go for 2-0.
I'll go 2-0 also. I think that's quite a safe score.
I would go 2-0 lah, but just to be different.
Okay.
Maybe I go 4-0.
Okay.
Actually, that makes sense, because if you lose so much, it's like you're waiting for them to like
Burnley,
just vent it on one team.
Burnley seems like kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, who's going to score from Burnley? No one's going to score from Burnley.
Although you said that, Burnley have been on
doing well,
but
good run.
Their goals also not say very convincing, to be honest.
I think Burnley actually haven't been playing that badly. It's just that they can't score. A lot of their goals come through, I'm not sure, 1 or 2 players only. Yeah, I think Liverpool are due for a comeback, like a Crystal Palace type of thing. But I think, I also want to be different. So 3-0.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. I guess you can say Burnley have the hardest fixtures this week. Other than Liverpool, they also face Manchester United. This is Man U's game in hand. So they will be facing Burnley first before the game at Anfield. So do you think they'll be going into the Anfield game top of the table or not?
No,
any points go to it lah.
It's shit lah. Actually, maybe yes.
Yeah,
yes,
boy.
I cannot see Man U losing. Especially with their tendency to get last minute winners. But I hope they still drop points. I hope it's a 0-0.
I think Man U's gonna win. It's gonna be 2-0.
Okay. I'm gonna go for more boring now. I'm gonna go for 1-0 Bruno Fernandes penalty.
Nice.
Side bet.
Okay, I think I'll go for 2-1 Man U. Since that's something they'll squeeze out. They can squeeze out this winner, no issue.
Manchester United also have a third game this week also. Yeah.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, it's they're playing against Fulham. If that game goes ahead, I think it will probably go ahead lah. Yeah. So Fulham against Manchester United. There isn't really much to say about Fulham. We haven't played much over the festive period because of COVID.
I think we 5 draws in a row for Fulham. Okay, they didn't have another game before the Man U game. They do right against Chelsea. It'd be 6 draws in a row for Fulham. So means
7 draws in a row. I don't know.
Actually, I don't see Fulham scoring in this game somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like a challenge too tough for them. But a draw is so tempting.
They did draw with Liverpool.
Yeah, they did draw with Liverpool.
Draw with Southampton.
Yes. Draw Newcastle. Then
Okay.
I go for 2-0 Man U.
If you're not going for the draw, I'll go for the draw.
Oh wow, very confident.
Nice.
I'm going to go 1-1.
7 in a row.
Calm down. We have still 6. Yeah.
6 in a row.
FIFA only. Haven't Chelsea is next, right?
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea perfect chance to go for a win.
Yeah.
Perfect chance. And I can see that happening.
We'll talk about Chelsea soon. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh my god. Shit. I think I see a Man U win, but I don't want to predict a Man U win. Yeah, I think draw 1-1.
Oh, not bad.
It's gonna be a Man U win, I think. I also think it's 2-0.
Okay. So it's the time we've all been waiting for. So before the Fulham game, we faced Manchester United. We faced a club in crisis, I guess you can say. It's the West London derby. Fulham faced Chelsea.
Oh dear.
I guess where to start? Okay, why not let's start with the Man City game? That was the bigger game. Just what are your general feelings about the game?
You have the floor.
Oh man.
Where to begin?
Yeah. Where's the tunnel I can hide in? Chelsea were only good for the first 10 minutes. And that was them playing normal. And that was City feeling that way in the game. But the moment City scored, everything crumbled. It was so shocking to see that kind of performance. The worst part of it is that the fans were pretty hopeful about the lineup. Although personally, I was quite skeptical about having Ziyech in the starting lineup so fast. Again, I feel like he might have been rushing people back from injuries, and that's a risk. But I thought that the tactic would be to sit back and play counter-attack because the team was perfect for that. And that's how to win Man City, I feel. Then, we did it at the Project Restart. but then, wow, this time it was just naive tactics all the way. Like to think you can go and play your game and impose your style, attacking Man City, leaving so many spaces. It's just mad. And we could have been 5-0 down in the first half. That's ridiculous. And I think the more concerning thing is that there wasn't fight. It's the same as against Arsenal again. Like the players just felt like they gave up, or they weren't there to fight and to compete. So everyone was just being bypassed. Kovacic, Mount, Kante, like none of them played well. The whole team was pretty bad. Pulisic tried his best, had some good runs, but there were no options for him to pass to at the final third. So there was no chance of scoring. I don't know how he got the last goal also. He was very lucky. We didn't deserve to score, I'll say. It should have been like a 5-0 loss. And I think the worst part as a fan is that there was no spirit. I think the question later will come to Lampard, right? So I might as well talk about him.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
It's the talk of the town. Especially with Thomas Tuchel now available, all that trash talk that is coming out. Frank Lampard, again, like there's no good plan B. Again, I think he was very naive in this game to try and out attack Pep Guardiola. Well, that's not going to happen, man. So it was again very concerning that he didn't have a plan B, C, D. His substitutions were very strange also.
Correct. Like after every goal, he just like, I guess we just continue the way we are. It didn't really, no shouting involved at all. I mean, a lot of the pundits were showing some sort of contrast with Guardiola. Like even after every goal that Man City scored, continued giving instructions, all that kind of thing, tweaking certain things. So I mean, of course, Frank Lampard is also like still a novice at this managerial game also lah.
But I'm surprised because Frank has been there on the pitch. So I expected him to know a bit of the players' triggers, how to motivate them, right? The basic motivation for a huge game. For two huge games against Arsenal and Man City, unforgivable to not have the spirit to fight, I think, as a professional football player. But as much as I want Frank Lampard to be in, right, to remain and try to build his young team and continue the rebuild, I won't be surprised if he gets sacked, because Roman Abramovich's style is like that. Like, he's very ruthless. And if you look at the stats, I think everyone has shown the points per game, right? Lampard is the worst. At like
under the Abramovich era, I think.
Yeah. So it's just, he is really having plot armor just because he's Frank Lampard. I was shocked when I saw the stats. I didn't know he was that bad. Yeah, so everyone else above him long gone by now. It's crazy. So I fear for the worst for Frank.
But I mean, sort of a club legend, it's slightly different from the rest of the managers where it's a bit of like, I can get rid of one like experienced manager, I can bring in another one. There's not going to be another Frank Lampard. I mean, maybe John Terry, but that's a question for another day.
So he's being kept there. I don't know, is it for sentimentality or they really believe in his long-term project? I hope it is the latter. Because, I mean, the previous managers who were sacked had such good CVs. Shouldn't they deserve more time than Frank?
I mean, correct lah. But, we are in this era where suddenly a lot of like former players are given a lot more time than experienced managers also.
Yeah, so, and I mean, it's good for the club, for some kind of stability lah. So that's why I hope Frank stays. But it is very annoying that he doesn't have the flexibility in tactics.
But I mean, for the previous sackings, in the end, in a way, it's justified because most of the managers, after they leave Chelsea, they don't really amount to much. It's not like
not really. I mean, Ancelotti did still win the Champions League after leaving Chelsea.
Did he?
Bayern, right? Something like that.
Was it Bayern or Real Madrid?
No, one of those.
Oh, that was after Chelsea.
I think the La Decima was after Chelsea.
I don't know. I also don't know. I also don't get why he don't want to counter attack. That's like the way to play against
exactly. Yeah.
Man City.
I would say actually, I mean, we'll get to Man City a bit later, but this is probably Man City's easiest game of the season, which is is concerning like even like West Brom put up a bigger fight than Chelsea. So I'd be concerned for Lampard also.
It's really
I think it's actually a bit early to say Lampard out and all that, because actually we waited until really really like Arsenal were in crisis before we start asking the question for Arteta. So a bit harsh to suddenly like a few losses, suddenly Lampard out.
Yeah.
But
it's
different
been 5
owners,
or
what?
6
But correct,
bad
yeah,
games in
different
a
owners.
row though.
Mm.
It's not sudden, man. It's since Everton or something like that. 5 or 6 bad games in a row, and there's no signs of improvement. The West Ham game was kind of lucky. I don't know, 3-0, but to slump back again is mad, man.
Doesn't help that your best player was off form, lah. Kante.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
and
he was
Giving away
terrible,
the goal and like letting people dribble past him quite easily, and then he has to like recover and foul people and get yellow cards.
Yeah.
I think actually, it sounds very weird to say this, but probably Kante was probably the
Worst
it sounds
player.
weird to even say it, but worst player of the pitch, actually.
Yeah. I think that's the main reason for Chelsea's downfall, because no matter how bad they are, if Kante does well, at least you have a fighting chance. Because he's usually the one with a lot of fight in him. So
I guess this is to finally get into the games Chelsea are playing. The good thing is, well, in a way, since Kante out of form and all that, he's got a yellow card, he's got suspended, so he'll be not playing against Fulham. I don't know if you actually
don't
rather
need it,
that scenario, though.
If anything, I think it's good that he gets a rest. He could be tired. I don't know. Frank Lampard keeps playing the same guys.
Really, man?
Because
Because he rotates a lot.
His son, bro. His son is always playing.
His son,
Mason.
But is he? But he's not a starter, right? He will like in
He's
and
a
out,
starter.
right?
He's a
he
starter.
starts.
No, he's
All
a starter.
90 minutes, no subs. Walao.
But can I just ask,
I don't
is
know.
that even his a natural position like he's playing now? Because it doesn't seem like he is. He is.
It's better than when he plays up front. Like,
Because I thought he was usually
Ten.
playing the Pulisic kind of role. One of the winger, the one
Last
is like
season,
4-2-3-1, one of the wingers in the role. I mean, that
last
was suit him
season he
better.
plays there.
I don't know, lah. I never saw the hype.
It's hard to say.
It's like Phil Foden, I also don't see the hype.
Okay, we'll get to that
you
later.
watch the
Actually, I
game.
think he actually
Phil
played very well.
Foden.
Yeah,
He
dude,
scored,
it's crazy.
He scored, but like in
Oh,
general, like I don't know where. Like he hyped up for a very long time since last time, but then he never do a lot of things for a very long time also. Only like recently, maybe a bit more.
Okay,
I think,
Man City
yeah.
talk a bit later. We'll get to Chelsea's games first. I think for time constraint, we'll do both together. Chelsea are away against both Fulham and Leicester.
I hope Chelsea wins Fulham, but I think we will lose against Leicester.
Okay.
So I'm very realistic now. The performance haven't been encouraging. I'm hoping we scrape a 2-1 win against Fulham, but we will lose 2-1 against Leicester.
I think there is another possibility of Chelsea dropping points again. Then they will get a sort of a solid result against Leicester. Hope or an optimism will come back, that kind of thing. Not confident enough to say Fulham will win. I'm going to go 1-1, but I think Chelsea will beat Leicester 2-1.
According to Buck sources, right, since Kante won't be playing the game, so I assume Frank Anguissa will be bossing the midfield. So means
I guess let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he seems like the best CM out of all they have. He won one for the first game, and for the Leicester one, I don't think so. I think like the English boys in Leicester are way better than the English boy in Chelsea. Like James Maddison and Harvey Barnes is way more than Mason Mount. And like
and
and the Callum Hudson-Odoi. So maybe go for 2-0 Leicester.
I think it will be a draw against Fulham. No, actually, I think I will be positive. I'll go for Fulham 2-1.
Wow. Okay. I can't remember the last Fulham win against Chelsea, but yeah.
think it will be a shock result, and then Chelsea will draw with Leicester.
Wow, such a bad period for Chelsea.
2-2. Yeah.
2-2.
Bad period.
Okay.
I can't see a win. It's either they draw Fulham and they lose to Leicester, or the other way around. So I chose the other way around just to make it different.
Fair enough. I mean, now's the time to, we pile on the misery for Chelsea. So we'll get on to the team that actually beat them, Manchester City. So how much of it do you think, this is an open question to anyone, how much of it was Chelsea not playing well, or how much of it was Man City actually playing well?
Man City has been coming into form. Seems like they finally are in the season already, like season proper. Before that, still a bit like certain and okay lah. Like since the start of the season, their main problem has always been the defense. Apparently, John Stones and Ruben Dias, it's like some new best center partnership. So I'm just like, so if they fix that already, and then no problems already.
Yeah, and it seems like Cancelo now has like got the freedom to like roam from like wing back to midfield. It's like the Alaba role kind of thing. Yeah, noticed that Guardiola likes to do that kind of thing with a lot of his players.
Philip Lam.
Yeah, Philip Lam also previously.
Julian Draxler, is it? No.
No, no lah.
What's
No.
no,
The other German
Joshua
guy.
Kimmich.
Joseph Kimmich, sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess a little bit interesting, and also Kevin De Bruyne playing as a false nine.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
very
they
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he finally found his favorite false nine. He kept trying different people. I think he tried Bernardo Silva first, then he tried Ferran Torres. Now I guess works for maybe just that game. Yeah, so Man City have 3 home games this week. Good time for them to catch up with the rest. We'll do all 3 at once lah, because I think more or less quite similar-ish teams. Yeah, Man City face Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Aston Villa. Well, good luck trying to predict all 3 at once. So we'll start with Manjun lah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say now Man City the engine running already. I think
Yeah. All
I
3.
think as a Liverpool fan, I think you all should be a bit afraid.
Yeah,
Because
I am lah.
Yeah, because I foresee 3 wins out of 3 It's 9 points for them So if you want me to predict, I think there's not much to say about the games I would think Brighton, Man City. Okay, I don't see anything. I think it's just a 2-0 Man City win. Man City Palace. This one also no different. It's a 2-0 Man City win. And as for the Villa game,
yeah, interesting.
If there's any chance of them dropping points, it's here.
Yeah, I would think it's here And I guess it's the type of game that people won't give Villa any credit, but they somehow managed to get something. But I doubt so I feel basically Villa are like the poor man's version of Man City. So they are this. It's like they play free flowing, but it's that they have lousiest versions of each player.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think maybe not. Maybe if it's 2-1 Man City.
I'm going to go maybe a bit higher for the Brighton game. I'm going to go Man City 3-0. Against Palace. 2-0 City. Against Aston Villa. You said 2-1, is it?
Yep.
I'm going to agree with you. Man City 2-1 as well.
For the Brighton game, I think, yeah, I mean, Brighton, I don't think they're very good defensively also. So, and they haven't been winning. So, 3-0 to Man City. Wait, what's the next game?
Crystal Palace.
I think it'll be 2-1 to City. It'll be a closer game than expected. I think if they have any chance of dropping points, it'll be at
It's the Aston Villa. Yeah.
Aston Villa. I'll go for a 1-1 Aston Villa.
Okay.
I mean, whatever you want to call it. 1-1.
Okay, yeah.
shit, I'm like...
1-1 win for Aston Villa. Okay.
Win for Aston Villa.
Okay, I think going into these games, it's scary because Guardiola seems to have found a tweak to his tactics, and then opponents will find it very difficult to handle the new movements and passes that Man City are finding now without Aguero and Jesus. And Guardiola finally made it work after half a season. So I think they're going to go in with such aura, that people are fearing them again. So I think it's going to be 3 straight wins, 3 clean sheets. But I'm very tempted to go
3 clean sheets.
Wow,
nice. I'm very tempted to go 3-2-1. So 3-0, 2-0, 1-0.
Nice,
Okay.
very nice.
Brighton, Palace,
nice.
at Villa. Makes sense to me.
I think for Brighton, right, if Graham Potter plays Dan Burn at fucking fullback again, it's going to be like AOS. Oh my shit. Oh
Yeah,
my
we had,
god.
probably one of the worst games seen so far. Yeah.
tell you that game was.
Almost every goal, every attack by Wolves was his
Yeah.
mistake. But yeah.
Actually, I would think that they are lucky that it's Adama Traore because he has no end product.
That's
just
true.
runs,
yeah,
yeah.
if not, it would
Imagine
be
it's like Bernardo Silva or Raheem Sterling, they're screwed already. But anyway.
big team that, well, you can still say they are a big team now. They're coming back. They have now a 3-game winning streak. So,
Oh dear.
yeah. After facing these 2 teams, right, they are now gunning for the season record of 5 games in a row. So,
Nice.
that's not something we've all seen. Arsenal are at home for both. Arsenal are facing Palace first, then Newcastle in the second game. I guess we can start with the Newcastle fan. Do you think you'll be able to take anything off Arsenal?
Oh, go straight to that. It's your away game, right, Arsenal? Nah,
Yeah.
we have never have good records at Emirates. So
Okay.
I would think we won't be able to score. So yeah. I can just say give a prediction. It's going to be a 2-0 Arsenal win.
Arsenal win. I
Yeah.
think can do the Palace game at the same time also.
Palace, on the other hand, I have more hopes in them. Yeah. Don't know why I got I feel like they can counter Arsenal way better than Newcastle can ever do. So more faith in them and Arabic Eze. So maybe I'll go for 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I don't know if you all saw the Ebere Eze goal, but it's like it was
It's
a quite
beautiful,
impressive goal. Yeah, almost. Although then again, it's against Sheffield United, so I guess got to balance that out
I mean,
also.
it's a good game to get confidence, to try something.
That's true also. Yeah, I guess maybe a question I guess maybe to all of you would be like, are you convinced by Arsenal's good form? They did play very well against West Brom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't deny they played well during that game, but I don't think they can maintain that form because I think the main reason they doing well because they're playing the younger players. But usually because it's like whatever the older players also trash already, might as well just try something new, right? And it's been working for them. But the thing with young players is you don't know what you're gonna get on. One day they on, one day they off. So it's very hard for them to go on a run. I think against Crystal Palace, I think they will lose.
Oh damn!
Lose. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
lose. 3-1 Crystal Palace.
Wow, that's quite a score.
Wow. Okay.
But
take of the week.
against Newcastle, draw.
Oh, hotter take of the week.
I think 0-0.
I'm going to go for a draw between Arsenal and Palace. I'm going to go our favorite 2-2.
Yeah, boy.
But I think they will beat Newcastle. I'm going to go Arsenal 2-1.
So who's going to score for Newcastle? That's the question.
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson will die for a penalty. And
Nice. That's get that goal difference up. Okay, let's go.
I saw Callum Wilson diving again at the weekend. So
what else can he do? There's no other thing for him to do.
I think Arsenal are finally playing like they should be playing. But yes, I agree that consistency will be a big issue, and Arteta needs to resist playing the old players together. I think
Willian come back.
Yeah, I
With
think
their buddies.
he needs
Same
to set a
age group.
cap, a quota for 30 and above. Only one on the pitch at a time. Then they need to be
not a bad rule
carried.
actually.
Yeah, they need to be carried by the youngsters. But I think because Crystal Palace is like a wild card, or I don't know what kind of Crystal Palace will come out. But I still feel like Arsenal will ride the high and win both games.
Wow, okay.
As much as I hate it, but yeah. I think they'll beat Crystal Palace 2-1 and then Newcastle 2-0.
I think maybe now we going into this batch of games, a lot of English strikers are. So I mean, this is a cue for Manjun's English striker power rankings.
Oh, right now? Okay. Not much movement this week. But there is, I think if you all have called it, there will be
There's a debut, right?
It's a debut. Yes, correct. If you all know, it's very obvious. I don't know who is it. Your boy.
So high. Hey, this one is okay.
At least he's
whatever.
scoring goals, bro. Has this 20 million striker, 20 million pound striker Ryan Brewster scoring goals? I don't think so.
At least I'm getting longer and longer.
Hey, but Danny Welbeck has scored what?
Danny Welbeck.
He's been injured
Guys,
lately.
he scored one goal whole season.
Only one, man? I thought it was more than one.
I think
One
more.
goal. Andy Carroll has scored
more
one
than
goal
one.
in 8 minutes of appearances. Look
Yeah,
at that
whatever,
ratio.
it's your rankings then. Okay,
But he won't be there for long. He's at Dubai Gill. That made me happy for one game. Other than that, not much. Yeah, I feel Danny Ings, if he can stay healthy, he'll be here forever in the top 4.
Hey, good goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, very good goal. I was thinking
Outside
about
of his boot.
I was thinking if DCL, he doesn't start scoring again,
Then he's gonna promote.
then he's gonna go up because I feel like it's a bit of a drop for this year. A bit lah. Then Benford going down is nothing much. It's just Danny Ings is on form. Other than that, guys, he's the one. Yeah, I mean, I will still have him over Ollie Watkins or Che Adams. So that's the reason. And why Tammy went down? Tammy's not gonna play anymore I feel. I don't think he's gonna play anymore. And the only reason why is he went down and Antonio goes out because Antonio is playing, and Tammy isn't playing.
Super sub already, is it?
Yeah, Tammy? He doesn't even come on for games. Is that Giroud or is him or is that Werner? I don't think he has any chance to play. Other than that, nothing much. The bottom 10 is still bottom 10. Congrats to Andy Carroll. Hope he was sustained.
Okay. We can talk about the hipster match of these two match weeks. Aston Villa take on Everton. Both still doing relatively quite well, although Everton suffered a surprise result against West Ham previously. David Moyes' first time taking any points away from Goodison Park since he left.
Feels like they sort of similar, like in terms of form, in terms of where they are. I think it's gonna be a draw. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Yeah, I think I have more faith in Villa lah than at Everton.
Really?
Yeah, because in most of the time I watch Everton, it feels like they're still grinding out the results. Yeah, but the Villa, there's a way they can play. They just dominate the game. Like they deserve the win completely.
That was the game against Man U.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now, I think a lot of Villa's players are actually scoring, other than Oli Watkins lah. Like
So I think
El
that's
Ghazi
good
5 goals in the last 5 games. Bertrand Traore 3 goals in the last 4 games. So everybody is scoring for them. Like arguably Jack Grealish is also a bit dried up already, but I'm sure he's got a few assists.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about Villa is that their depth a bit got dicey lah. So I'll go for a Villa win. 2-0 Villa win.
So you don't believe in the Ancelotti magic anymore?
Yeah, he's overrated lah.
What?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Chelsea.
Aston Villa Everton. I think it's gonna be a draw. I'm gonna go 0-0 lah.
What about the 2-2?
Wow, really? I think this is actually going to be high scoring. I mean, both sides definitely got goal scorers in them. James also coming back for Everton already. Seamus Coleman also back for Everton. I'm gonna go 1-1 lah. Yeah, can't really decide any winner between these two. Another team with striker on your power rankings is Harry Kane.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can do a Tottenham double header now. Spurs are away for both these games. They are away at Aston Villa. Then they visit Sheffield United, who are now winners in 17. It's now officially a season record.
Considering how well Aston Villa played against Man U, I'm tempted to go for a Villa win actually.
Okay.
Well, but it's like, will the counter attack work? Or will Villa yeah. I mean, they played well against Man U, but they also lost to Man U, and it's like similar situations when they play against.
Yeah.
I think we 2-2. I'll play my 2-2 card.
Okay. I think a good game to put 2-2.
Yeah.
I guess maybe we should mention, Spurs are into a cup final, so a chance of silverware now.
Congrats.
So yeah, but they'll be facing Man City now. So
Get spanked. Okay.
But I'm going to go for Spurs win here. I'm going to go Spurs win 2-1.
Okay, in the Sheffield game, I think that one just Tottenham gonna win. I think 2-0.
Sorry?
2-0 Tottenham.
2-0. Okay. I'm going to go 2-0 also for Spurs.
How? Sheffield gonna go the season without a win?
No. We'll come to Sheffield's next game later.
Oh man, Villa Tottenham. Wow, very hard to say.
Good game. Villa plays well.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting how this really contrast of styles. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. Yeah, Spurs should be whooping Sheffield United. I think it'll be a 3-0.
Actually, I think I have faith in Villa's defense. I think recently their defense will be quite good. I think they got in the last 6 games they conceded 3 goals, something like that. Not too sure. 2-1 Villa win. Yeah. For Sheffield, I don't think it'll be a thrashing. I think it'll be a simple, like a light tap on the butt, maybe 1-0.
Like that.
I think this is not exactly a big game for most people, but I've been digging this out for a very long time. Sheffield United will get 1 win this season, right?
No.
Against Arsenal United. So I'm finally going to go for it. Sheffield United will break their winless streak. It's now record 17 games. So it will stay 17. Sheffield United 2, Newcastle 1.
For this game, let me bring my calculator out. Okay, let me tell you the number of goals that Sheffield are expected to score in this game. It's 0.47 number of goals. So they're not going to score in this game. So,
but if you use this calculator, then the league will not change at all.
So, this will be a good game for Newcastle to bounce back.
Okay.
I personally feel. I feel if this game we don't win, what the fuck are they going to do? So, hard to say lah, but I'll go for Newcastle win. I'll go for 2-1 Newcastle win.
It's going to be a draw lah, 0-0.
I think it'll be a draw too, but 1-1.
So a lot of you still sticking with the holding back on your Sheffield United winner. Leeds are at home for both. They are against the South Coast clubs, Brighton and Southampton.
Very hard, sir. I think Brighton also quite an attacking team. So it's like you really can go either ways with Leeds with any team, Except for teams better than them, they'll just get spanked. But teams that are around their standard one, right? Like Brighton and Southampton, right? I think a bit hard to predict. I think for Leeds, Brighton 4-2. I think Southampton will win Leeds 3-1.
Maybe Hassan Hutter will cry again.
Over Leeds. My childhood club.
Maybe not. Yeah.
So drama.
I don't know. At first I thought like maybe he's faced Klopp like many times, but it's not even that many times. I went to go and search and like 5
for
times.
Leipzig, right? Is it something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not even that. Like
It's not that.
there's only overlap of one season only. I will go Leeds 2-0 2-0 win against Brighton. You know what? I'm going to go for a draw for this. I'm going to go Leeds 1, Southampton 1.
They go for 3-1 Leeds for the Brighton one. Then, now that my boy Danny Ings is back, I think higher chance for Southampton to just win teams that are around their area. So maybe 2-1 Southampton win.
Well, if you come to think of Leeds, I feel like Chelsea are playing a lousier version of Leeds.
Oh, okay.
But
Takes it from nowhere.
at least Leeds like never gave up, losing, but they still keep fighting, and then still very exciting.
Yeah, when you're like 4-0 down and still play, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
You don't care, just like whatever.
Yeah.
Then
you ask
the box.
You ask the Chelsea players to bun their hair, probably a bit like Leeds. The whole team bun their hair together.
Leeds. Okay, I think Leeds will win Brighton. Just too much. I think 3-0 should be exciting.
Okay.
But the Southampton game, I think, is where I pull out my 2-2 card.
Nice.
Okay. So Leicester and Southampton both have English strikers also. So this comes under your power rankings category also. Jimmy Vardy hasn't scored in a while, although he did have a few offside goals previously against Newcastle.
The thing about Leicester, right, is they are so hard to predict. Like their English boys can just show up one game, but they like don't show the next. I go for 2-0 Southampton win.
Now starting to try and remember what is Leicester's other game. They're against Chelsea. I think...
Did you predict that already? We did, right?
Yeah, we already did. Yeah. I think I predicted a Chelsea win. So what? Leicester lose twice in a row, a bit hard, right? I'm going to go Leicester.
This is what they do, right?
Predicting.
That's true. Yeah. We're using this conditional predicting. Okay lah. I'm going to go draw lah.
This is why our prediction is so cui recently.
Correct, because we're using this kind of nonsense. Ironically, right, the only game that didn't feature in our last episode, right, which was the Newcastle-Leicester game, right, 4 of us got the result spot on, so maybe we should try that one day.
I saw. I love that game.
Because predicted off camera, so...
Yeah, no influencing
pressure.
each other at all. Yeah. Anyway, for this one, I will go, 2-2-2s in a week. Okay lah, 2-2 again for Leicester Southampton.
Nice.
I think it'll be a draw lah. They quite similar on the table, quite similar coming in the form. Everything quite similar. It's like a mid-table team overachieving. I think I'll go for 1-1.
So last 4 games, we'll do Wolves first. Wolves are at home against both these clubs. Wolves face Everton first. Then it's the Black Country derby against West Brom.
To be honest, although the Brighton game a bit exciting, but I don't think Wolves, the goals are actually that good lah. Right, it's 1 own goal, then it's 1 penalty.
True.
Then they have to rely on Roman size to score for them. So it's not even like one of their attacking players. I think Everton will win. I don't think Fabio Silva will do anything. He ran around that day like a headless chicken also. Don't know what he's doing also. So, yeah.
A bit harsh on a 19-year-old.
A bit harsh. But then he didn't even get any touch on the ball. This kind of thing. He doesn't do anything like. He's not even like half the player that Raul Jimenez is. 2-0 Everton win. Oh, who's this, bro? Oh, this one. Maybe this one maybe 1-1.
I think I'll go for a very safe one this time around. I think Everton will win Wolves 2-1, and then Wolves will win West Brom 2-1.
So Big Sam still with his losing streak. There's a real chance that Big Sam's
he's screwed.
relegation.
He's screwed.
Yeah, might finally end this season.
Do you hear who they wanted us to sign this week?
No, who do you want?
Freaking Big Ass Andy Carroll.
Oh, is it? Wow, that is totally Big Sam. That one.
He said, that boy I used to coach him back then. I want to buy.
Why you shake your head? You should be happy.
Yeah.
If he can gain for like 1/10 of the fee, that'd be great. 3 million is great.
Okay, I think Everton should beat Wolves by 1-0. Both teams are not very good form, but I think Everton are a little bit better. So 1-0 to Everton, and then Wolves West Brom. I think it'll be a draw, but 1-1.
I was about to go higher margin, but I don't see Everton scoring that many. I think I'll go same like Everton 2-1. Do I dare to go for West Brom win here or not?
Of course, nothing to lose.
But no,
Any
I'm going to
points?
go draw also. Wolves West Brom 1-1 lah. Okay. West Ham versus West Brom.
You never watch one.
I'm sorry, this game is so dull. I don't want. I think it will be a good game. It's one of those games.
You just
that
say it's
maybe-
dull, but okay.
It'll be one of those games where West Ham can show up, I feel. Yeah, because I
You need
feel
to say against any of the bottom few teams.
yeah, they haven't shown up in quite a while. So I think maybe this one of the games maybe they can score 3 goals. Yeah. And one of the midfielders can finally score. So maybe 3-0 3-0 West Ham.
Wow, okay.
I think West Brom will win
For them.
Ooh.
for once. I mean,
4-1.
Yeah,
I mean, no, I said for once. I think it'll be
4-1.
I think 2-1 West Brom.
Okay.
Oh, Miss Conor Gallagher need to double his difficult. Okay.
Actually, I have a feeling it'll be a little bit of that kind of game also. I'm going to go a bit more. Well, there's no way I'll get this score correct. I'm going to go West Brom 3, West Ham 2.
Oh, nice.
Nice. It's the game you want to watch.
What time is it? 2 a.m. Can watch. Huh?
When
Random
is it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Random Wednesday.
Okay lah, yeah,
Stay
possible.
up for the game.
Okay, I think West Ham should win. I think it'll be 2-0.
Okay, last one, we can just one shot. West Ham versus Burnley. I'm going to go West Ham 1-0 win.
2-0.
I think the trend continues. Burnley only win alternate games. So 2-1 Burnley win.
I think West Ham will win 1-0.
If it was any consolation, I guess you are right lah. That Chelsea are not title contenders. They are all they are in for is fighting for top
The
4.
scary thing now is that top 4 is
Yeah.
damn tough. Yeah, it's hard to.
No,
do
but
top four.
look, the number of points separating everyone in the top half,
Yeah,
right?
it's like
top 4 is
3,
still
6,
possible
yeah.
also.
And Arsenal's like 2 points behind. Oh my god.
Is it 2 or 3?
3 points or 3
Or
points.
3, yeah.
You're screwed, boy. You're screwed.
Yeah, we are screwed,
Yeah.
man.
It's just only like 2
Yeah,
weeks difference.
really,
Yeah.
From Arteta gonna be sacked to like suddenly he got, then like from Lampard good become gonna be sacked. It's like, oh.
Never know. Maybe by the time we reach next week, Man Utd have lost all 3 of their games.
I don't think so.
Very unlikely.
Unlikely.
I hope.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this week's roundup of Matchweek 18 and 19. Of course, we hope that you've been having a very good, happy New Year so far. Hopefully, you're still keeping your New Year's resolutions also. I don't know if we all have, but we'll get to that maybe next time lah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoy all the games these 2 weeks. We will not be having another episode next weekend because we'll already be covering it. Even though we know nothing, hopefully today you've learned something. See you following week. Bye.
Bye.